These are my note cards. Here's my first one, second one, third one. Sorry, they're orange. Fourth one. And my conclusion. Okay. My name is Marley Stone, and I am here to inform you about antagonism. April 20th, 1999, 12 students died in a Colorado school shooting. 12 innocent lives came to school that day thinking that they were just going to be a regular day of school when their own classmates came in with guns and with bombs and shot 12 students. Most of the time, self-defense is an option, but when something is out of ordinary like that, those students did not have time to react for self-defense. School shootings are a type of antagonism. First of all, we're going to talk about the definition and the history of antagonism, some of the pros and cons of antagonism, even though you might not think that there are any pros, and knowing how it may affect someone physically and mentally. Let's jump right into antagonism and learn the definition and the history. The word was first used in the late 16th century. It is a Greek word meaning opponent, competitor, villain, enemy, or rival. Another definition may be one who is habitually cruel, insulting, or threatening to others who are weak or smaller. And a third definition is active hostility, which means unfriendliness, or opposition, resisting. When those two words, opposition and hostility, go together, it's unfriendliness and resisting, which can be called bullying. Now that we understand what antagonism is, we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons. Some of the pros are military training. According to Basic Training Punishment, website yelling is the most common corrective action in the military basic training. According to Slate website, it is in the Marines, boot camp instructors are actually trained on how to manipulate their voices so that they can yell for extremely long periods of time without damaging their vocal cords. This is known as the frog voice, and it is as real as what the weapons are that we use. Excuse me. If we look at the cons of bullying, and let's say we look at it from the victim side of bullying, according to StopBullying.gov, people who are bullied can experience negative physical, social, emotional, academic, and mental health issues. Kids who are bullied are most likely to experience depression and anxiety, increased feelings of sadness and loneliness, changed in sleeping and eating patterns, and loss of interest in activities that they used to enjoy. Decreased academic achievements. They are more likely to miss, skip, or drop out of school. From the attacker side of things, we get kids who bully are more likely to abuse alcohol and other drugs in adolescence as adults, get into fights, vandalize property, and drop out of school. Engaging in early sexual activities, be abusive toward their romantic partners, spouses, or even children. So as these people are, if they grow up like this, they're going to be worse as they get to be adults. As we know the pros and cons, maybe you've never thought of it that way before, especially whenever we talk about the military training, about how it can actually be used as a pro because they are kind of bullying those guys whenever they go into the military, and which makes them tougher, it gives them the momentum and gives them all that so that they can do what they need to do. So maybe you never thought of it that way. Now I'm going to tell a personal story about a man who, he was bullied at the age from 10 to 15. According to the journal, he says, I was bullied severely at school to the point that I had 0 friends. From the minute I got on the bus in the morning until I was pushed off in the evening, It chipped and chipped away at my confidence in what should have been the greatest years of my life. He said that they would throw things at him and that they would thump him as they passed him on the bus. He says no one can ever understand the power of mental torment that sick, twisted bullies inflict on innocent victims that have become victims more not often than not through no fault of their own. He goes on to say that he almost did end his life because of this. He had anxiety attacks in college, and it was very hard for him to even trust friends. In conclusion today, I really just want you to understand what antagonism is and the meaning and some of the history. Also, pros and cons, and understand that this can affect someone very personal and physical and mentally. When you encounter bullying, try your best to stop and save people from those mental